Hey people, what I'm here for this morning, or at least it's morning where I'm at, let's see, 4:21 a.m. I want to talk to y'all again. I keep seeing it on the internet. It's about gas pedal. You go to accelerate and the car just will not go. You cannot accelerate the car. Or you're out driving the car and sometimes you can only accelerate it to a certain point. It won't go over 40 miles an hour. Or you go to take off and you push the accelerator and you get no response. It won't move. But then you try it again, it'll work. Okay? That is due to an intermittent short circuit that comes and goes. Similar to when you turn windshield wipers on and they'll work, but then the next time you use them, they don't work. That's an intermittent short circuit. Or you go to roll your electric window down and it's like, damn it, the damn thing's not working again. So you keep fidgeting with it, and then you punch it, wham, inside the I'm being silly, people. I'm not that way. That's destructive. But then it works, okay? That's an intermittent short circuit. Okay, but when any thing electrical stops working, check your junction box and your fuse panel. Fuse panel is inside the vehicle. The junction box is generally under the hood on almost all cars, trucks, and vans, okay? Alright, now, y'all need to listen to what I'm saying, because there are some people on the internet, YouTube and different sites. This has nothing to do with YouTube themselves. These people are businesses. They are part sales persons. They are telling lies. They are playing with you people's brains and laughing at you and making you believe a lot of bogus garbage that is not true, people. It's just total BS. Let me tell you people something about electronic throttle, the electronic gas pedal, which on most vehicles made 2005 or later have that. Like I have a 2005 Lincoln Town Car. It's got the 4.6 modular V8. It's got the electronic throttle. Wire plugs in, electronic gas pedal. My 2002 Ford F-150 truck, it's got the cable operated throttle. Okay? But I want to map something out that's part of their scamming. They keep wanting you to focus on the throttle position sensor, okay, which is known as the TPS, in case you people didn't know. That's called throttle position sensor. It looks somewhat like this right over here, this part right here, and most of those are about that long, about like that, held on by two small bolts that are long. Okay, what those are for, that is not related to your electronic accelerator at all. What a TPS, throttle position sensor, does, that part, that controls your idle. That's all it does. It controls your idle. Okay, and that, when you start your engine, it's cold, you notice that it idles faster. Then after it runs a while, it idles down. The TPS sensor doesn't bump up or open your throttle more. What causes that? That's your idle air control motor, your IAC. When the valve closes, it shuts off air into the intake manifold. at the back part of the throttle, or behind where the throttle would be, and it's acting as a choke, just like cars from 50 years ago. Remember, they would idle faster, and then you'd have to bump the gas pedal to get the choke to open. Yeah, and then they'd idle down. Well, it's the same thing. And on IAC, idle air control, all that is an electronic choke, people. Okay, again, not even that has anything to do with the TPS. All the TPS does, like my Ford Lincoln Town Car, is set to idle at 750 RPM when the engine's warm. Okay, my 2002 Ford truck also has the same engine, but it has the cable operated throttle. It is set also to run at 750 RPM when the engine's warm. There you go. That's all a TPS does. See, and the reason TPS was installed, it was to keep people from when the car was during the warranty period, your 3 years or 36,000 miles. If a person had an engine miss, it was to keep them from raising the idle up to override the problem. That is why that was done. And for the fact that if an engine got to where it would know, well, something else was serious wrong that had to be dealt with, like your mass airflow sensor, for example. You know, that would have to be cleaned or changed, or there would be something else wrong, not getting enough fuel, you know, to the fuel rails if you have injection or whatever. You know, it would be a problem there. And a person couldn't override it by raising up the idle mechanically. So that electrical part that's on there that I showed y'all, it's small, okay, throttle position sensor. That's all that does. It's just for your preset idle vehicle, your preset idle. Alright, now, let me tell y'all how an electronic throttle works. Alright. Electronic throttle. Alright. Electronic throttle. On the gas pedal in the car. Alright, right here, you have a little box that has functions in it and an electrical wire that plugs into it with a positive feed and a ground feed. And then you go down here, you've got the accelerator pedal you push with your right foot. Okay? Alright, there's a plug on that. Okay, sometimes these little boxes go bad on them, or it can be a short in the plug here. Alright. That wire, okay, has a direct connect to live 12-volt feed. Live 12-volt feed. It, of course, goes to your fuse panel, and there's a 10 amp to 20 amp fuse. And what those are called, a man that was retired for a General Motors dealership, he said, here's how they're tricking you people. It doesn't list a fuse for your electronic acceleration at all. What it is, they disguise the name of it by calling it ECM. Well, if it's called ECM, which means electronic control module, there's no 10 amp or 20 amp fuse that controls your ECM. The ECM would have to have a giant relay. You know, anything, you know, pertaining to the electronic control module, power control module, also known as. So, but that's, you know, something you would check if you wasn't getting any feed at all to your wiring. But here's a way you would want to see, and the wiring from your 12-volt source would go directly, not to the electric motor on the throttle module, but to the gas pedal because that's where it's going to start, or it's going to be governed from and commanded from, okay? That's how that's going to happen. Now, if the electric motor itself, if it fails, alright, pull the plug off of it. The one up there by the throttle, the electric motor. Like I told y'all, the TPS, ignore that. That's how these scam businesses and scam marketers are fooling you people. They're trying to make you think the TPS is tied in, the electronic control module's tied in. They're liars, man. These people are criminal. They're criminal. They're liars. Listen to me. Listen to me, people. Okay, you take the plug off at the electric motor, okay? See, right here, the electric motor, you have a little electric motor on it. And inside of there is a little plastic gear. Alright, first thing, after you take that plug out, take a voltmeter, not a multi-gauge ramp meter. Bullshit. You know, you don't need ohms or to test resistance. Bullshit. Okay, a test light that's got a light in it. Alright, hook the clip up to something for grounding. Okay, push the tip of your test light in the back of the plug to each of the wires with the key on inside the car. Okay, it should light up. It should light up. Okay, with the plug pulled out, the inner part of the plug touch each wire to see if you're getting feed. Alright, if you're not, go touch, unplug it where it goes into the gas pedal in the car, under the dash. Pull the plug out. See if you're getting electrical feed. Well, if you're not, you know you have short-circuited wiring or a fuse is blowing. Your ECM fuse is blowing. Okay, now, that's all you have to do to fix that. And here's something that happens on these electric motors a lot of times. Okay, people say, the car just won't go no more, and you're getting electrical feed if that electric motor on the throttle. Okay, you take it off, this plastic gear inside that has teeth that turns whenever the motor turns it. What happens, some of those plastic teeth will break off. I have seen dozens of those to where that the teeth are broke off those little plastic gears. Yeah, that car is only going to idle. You accelerate, it's not going to do nothing but just sit there. So it's either that plastic gear, so you need to change this baby, this electric motor, which on my 05 Lincoln, those go for about 60 bucks on eBay. And then, of course, my Ford truck, it doesn't have one of those at all, thank God. All those did was just create problems and another way for people to be scammed. Okay, the only other thing, you would have to take your gas pedal off. Generally, 2 volts, hold those on, and you can get to them relatively easy. Drop them down, unplug them, and just buy another one. They're not that much. Again, about $30 to $50. That's all you got to do. As long as you're getting current through the wires. Now, here's where a big lies are happening. Here's what these marketers in crooked repair shops, tech shops, are telling people, y'all. They're telling people, if your accelerator goes into limp mode, what this means is one of your catalytic converters are stopped up, and you're going to have your catalytic converter changed, or you could have a blown head gasket in your engine, or your transmission could be malfunctioning, and your ECM is telling you, letting you know there's other problems with the car, so it's shutting down your gas pedal so that further damage can happen. This is the lies they're telling people. These are lies. And that electronic control module, you know, the one in my Ford truck, it's under the dash close to the kick panel on the passenger side. The one on my Lincoln Town car, it's sitting up on the inner fender wheel under the hood in the car. Okay, they're about yay big. They're made out of metal. They have a motherboard in them with transistors, and then they've got numerous plugs that go into them. Okay. The reason a check engine light will come on, or the wrench light, it's not that the ECM decided to make your accelerator pedal to stop working because of a catalytic converter or a blown head gasket or a transmission problem. What that is, it's to where there's software in the ECM that when you have any short circuit, it can be your TPS or it can be a stopped up EGR valve, which will change. The MAP sensor is what causes you to get a reading when your EGR is faulty, because at cold startup or at idle, you're getting more air than you should, because the EGR valve should be open when the engine is only idle. So that's why you're getting an EGR code. But on these, you might get a code that your accelerator is not working. But all that ECM is doing, it's got software that it's like on a sensor or an electrical unit. There is no connection. There's no connection. That's all it is, people. That's all it is. But the ECM itself does not have software that turns off your gas pedal because a catalytic converter is stopped up, or there's a transmission problem, or a head gasket is blown in your engine. There is nothing in that ECM that can turn off that gas pedal at that throttle. There is nothing other than a fuse, or what I have told y'all, how to use a test light to check that line. Okay? Listen to what I'm saying. These people, they seem like they're so intelligent. I've watched some of these videos, and I just have to put my forehead in my hand sometime and say, if I had a baseball bat, I would knock the shit out of these liars. It makes me so angry, the crap that they are telling people. And sure, you have some wires feed from all sensors that go to that ECM, but that's only to where it gives a code if there's not a connection. But your ECM does not turn off sensors, people. It doesn't work like that. So if you're getting, if your car will not accelerate, it's either that wiring, a fuse, or the wiring, or it's that electric motor on the throttle body, or that damn gas pedal sensor. That's all it is. That's all it is. And sure, the trick they say, disconnect your battery, pull over to the side of the road, disconnect your battery. Wait 5 minutes, plug it back in, and usually you can get to the closest town to get service for your car if this happens. What that is, that's polarization, people. Polarization. You know, like in the old days when they had generators, you had the voltage regulator mounted on the car. You had to use a jump wire to flash the fill terminal. That's polarization. See, like, let's say your electric window doesn't work. It's failing. Do you know you could take the ground cable off of your battery and have somebody in that car to keep touching, they'd count to 2 and keep touching that window switch? And if you keep putting the ground cable on and off, you know usually that electric window will work. And I'll tell you why. Because, see, you're creating a surge. A surge. See, that's the surge method. The surge method. When you disconnect a battery and then you hook it back up, you're getting a surge, an electrical surge, that will even bypass most short circuits in wiring. See, that's why that happens. Okay? But it doesn't get rid of the problem. Now, I told you people how to do it. Okay, we got a 20-minute video. It could be an hour long for all I care. I really care. Do you people understand what I'm saying? I thought of making this video tomorrow. Take a camera, open the hood on my '05 Lincoln and on my '02 Ford F-150 Super Cruise. They both have, and show y'all this. But do I need to, people? Come on, man. Do I need to? I've told you about throttle position sensor, okay, and your electric motor for your throttle. Okay, I've told you about that. But remember, your throttle position sensor, they always want to direct people there. That's wasting time, because if that engine will sit there and idle, the throttle position sensor's working, man. It's working. And the only reason your check engine light might come on if you have no throttle, gas pedal response, is because the ECM, when any electrical unit isn't getting current, like if there's a short circuit, a plug can be loose. Like a plug could be loose on one of your injectors. It's going to throw an engine code, misfire on such and such cylinder, you see? And then you wiggle it and push it back on and spray it with penetrating oil. Well, you know, and then you're going to have to erase the code or disconnect the battery and hook it back up and go through the drive cycle. But you understand what I'm telling you now? If your accelerator pedal won't work anymore, do what I told you to do. Do what I told you to do. And for American cars, for that electric motor and that gas pedal function, for about $100, if the worst happened for both of those units, the worst that can happen to you is about $100, people. See, they want to make a fortune after you. Oh, your transmission, man, there's a shift problem, and this catalytic converter stopped up. That's $750. We're going to have to pull that engine apart, man. See, that's what they're wanting to do to you people, man. These bastards are liars. Listen to what I've told you. I'm going to try to think up a title for this video so people will see it. YouTube, please let people view this video. Don't hold it down, because this could be your son, your daughter, or family you love, one of your parents, or one of your children, and they need to see this. Don't starve consumers and motorists of my knowledge. Don't starve them and cheat them out of that. Please let people see this. It will help so many people, because this scam, so many people, they're going to spend hundreds and even thousands of dollars because of this scamming that's going on. Okay? But later, and thank you, Jesus Christ, that I want to help people and I can still do it if they will listen to me. I love you, Jesus Christ.